Hi everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Folk Film Gathering in Edinburgh. And I have to say I feel very privileged to be taking part in it. Now the theme for this year is collectivity against all odds. Collectivity against all odds. Now it's something I do know a wee bit about because I have spent a lot of my adult life organising community events, community clubs. I spent a lot of time as a trade union activist campaigning for equality, and I also have been involved in local campaigns and international campaigns like against war and for peace. Now, that's where I'm kind of coming from. When people are just a single person, one person, they're often very vulnerable and they have no power. But when you come together as a group, or a trade union group, or a community group, or a club, it's very uplifting and it gives you more power, and very often it can lead to much better conditions for everybody in that community. So the first song I'm going to sing is from America. And it's from 1912, and the song is called Bread and Roses, and it started off life as a poem written by a man called James Oppenheim. And there was a massive strike, textile strike in Massachusetts in 1912. Lots of mills and factories, and they all downed tools. They were very highly organised in the trade union, which was amazing because a lot of them were immigrants to America and they still spoke their own languages. So the strike was full of different languages being spoken, but apparently very democratic in the way it was organised. Anyway, James Oppenheim was inspired to write this poem when he saw some of the mill girls carrying a banner that said, "We want bread and roses too." As we come marching, marching in the beauty of the day, a million darkened kitchens, 1,000 mill lofts grey, are touched with all the radiance that a sudden sun discloses. For the people hear us singing, bread and roses, bread and roses. As we come marching, marching, we battle too for men, for they are in the struggle, and together we shall win. Our lives shall not be sweated from birth until life closes. Hearts starve as well as bodies. Give us bread, but give us roses. As we come marching, marching, unnumbered women dead go crying through our singing their ancient cry for bread. Small art and love and beauty, their drudging spirits new. Oh yes, it's bread we fight for, but we fight for roses too. As we come marching, marching, we are standing proud and tall. The rising of the women means the rising of us all. No more the drudge and idler tend the toil where one reposes, but a sharing of life's glories, bread and roses, bread and roses. So that's bread and roses. Now, I'm going to come up to 1961, and in these very hard times, unprecedented times, that word gets used all the time, I know, but it's very difficult to find a lot of joy in life at the moment for many people. So I thought we'd sing something quite humorous. Anyway, in 1961, it was the year that the very first American Polaris submarines came sailing up the Clyde to the Holy Loch, to their new base at the Holy Loch near Dunoon. Well, there were huge protests at the time, people in rowing boats sailing up the river and trying to throw things at these submarines. But the songs were so funny. They're very satirical songs, very clever, very humorous. And I think a great example of Glasgow humour, mostly Glasgow humour. So, I'm going to sing You Cannae Spend a Dollar When You're Dead. Now, a lot of you will maybe know this. So please do join in at home if you want to. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Singing ding dong dollar, everybody holler. You cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Well, the Yanks have just dropped anchor afternoon, and they've had their civic welcome through the tune. As they came up the measured mile, bonny Mary Argyle was wearing star-spangled drawers below her gown. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Singing ding dong dollar, everybody holler. You cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. And the publicans will hobby day and swell, for it's just the thing that's sure to ring the bell. Oh, the dollars they will jingle, there'll be nae a lassie single, even though they'll maybe below a sorty hell. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Singing ding dong dollar, everybody holler. You cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. But the Glasgow moderator doesn't mind. In fact, he thinks the Yanks are awfully kind. For if it's heaven that you're going, it's a quicker way than rowing, and there's sure to be nobody left behind. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Oh, you cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Singing ding dong dollar, everybody holler. You cannae spend a dollar when you're dead. Oh no. So that was Ding Dong Dollar. Right, the next song I'm going to sing, it's a song I wrote in 1994 after going to visit a very frail old lady called Esther Brookstone, although she was known by everyone as Win. I don't know why. And she had a very tall husband called Shorty. Now Shorty came to Edinburgh in the Second World War. He was based in Edinburgh, and he was befriended by my parents, Kath and Danny, and him and Win and my parents stayed friends all of their lives. At that time they were all in the Communist Party, so they were already comrades. Esther worked in Charing Cross Hospital. In fact, that's the hospital I went to see her in when she was ill and not long to live. But she also worked there for years, but she became a shop steward, and she was very fiery and very militant. Just a wee woman, but tough. She wasn't afraid of anything. And as she grew older, some of the local press started to call her the battling grandma. So I found her quite an inspirational woman, and so decided to write a song about her way back then. So I'll sing it for you now, and it's just called Esther. Esther was a woman who fought all her days, always in the struggle, never been afraid. speak her mind, organise, or stand up to the bosses and look 'em in the eye. Look 'em straight in the eye, yeah, yeah. Esther, I am calling out your name. Your freedom-loving spirit come shining through the pain of losing loved ones and holding on to dreams of peace in the world, peace in the world. Esther had the courage to make that sacrifice. She was a hospital worker, lots of trouble and strife. In helping others, she spent her time, or standing with her comrades on the picket line. On the picket line, yeah, yeah. Esther, I'm calling out your name. Your freedom-loving spirit came shining through the pain of losing loved ones and holding on to dreams of peace in the world, peace in the world. Esther kept on fighting until her dying day, for women's right to control their infertility. She was 84, her time not long, but we'll never think to stop and we'll just carry it on. Oh, we will carry it on, yeah, yeah. Esther, I am calling out your name. Your freedom-loving spirit came shining through the pain of losing loved ones and holding on to dreams of peace in the world, peace in the world. We'll never think to stop and we'll just carry it on. Oh, we will carry it on, yeah, yeah. So that was Esther Brookstone. Right, well, we'll finish off now. A community of people who were very discriminated against were the travelling people from Scotland and Ireland and Great Britain and all over the world, I guess. But they received a lot of abuse from people, local people, who didn't know any better, really, and weren't prepared to share and prepared to accept the travelling people when they came close to their town or their village. But they left a magnificent legacy of songs and stories from the travellers, and I'm going to sing one just now that's very well known on the folk scene, and it's called The Yellows on the Broom, and it was written by a Glasgow man called Adam McNaughton, who's written very many brilliant songs. It was written to go along with a book called The Yellows on the Broom, and it was written by a woman called Betsy White, and she herself was a traveller, so it's a lovely book to read. And if you know the chorus, please do join in it. I ken ye dinna like it, lass, to winter here in tune, and the scaldies aye must cry us, and they try to bring us down, and it's hard to raise 3 bairnies in a single flea box room. But I'll tack you on the road again when the yellow's on the broom. When the yellow's on the broom. When the yellow's on the broom. I'll tack you on the road again when the yellow's on childish criers tinker dirt and sconce their wains in school. But wha cares what a scaldy thinks, or a scaldy's just a fool. We never hear the yarlin sang, nor see the flaxen bloom, for they're aye cooped up in houses when the yellow's on the broom. When the yellow's on the broom, when the yellow's on the broom, they're aye cooped up in the houses when the yellow's on the broom. Nae sail for pegs, nor baskets new, see just to stay alive. We had to work a scaldy jobs frae 9 o'clock to 5, but we call nae man your measter, for we own the world's room, and we'll bid farewell to Brecon when the yellow's on the broom. When the yellow's on the broom, when the yellow's on the broom, we'll bid farewell to Brecon when the yellow's on the broom. When the yellow's on the broom, when the yellow's on the broom, I will bid farewell to Brecon when the yellow's on the broom. I'm weary for the springtime when we tack the road yon's mare, to the plantain and the perlin and the berry fields of Blair. We'll meet up with your kinfolk, they are the country room, when the gang of good folk tack the road and the yellow's on the broom. When the yellow's on the broom, when the yellow's on the broom, and the gang of good folk tack the road and yellow's on the broom. When the yellow's on the broom, when the yellow's on the broom, and the gang of good folk tack the road and yellow's on the broom. Thanks folks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Edinburgh's folk film gathering, sorry. Bye.